Hello peaches! So this video is going to be quite different. So yeah, I guess this is my coming out of the broom closet video, as you say in the witch community. I'm into witchcraft recently. I have actually been into it quite a while in real life, but I haven't really announced it on my YouTube channel or my Instagram because, you know, I wanted to really get into it myself before sharing it, because I feel like it's something that, you know, spiritually you need to be there in it just for you. It also took a, you know, it took a week before I told my husband even that I was started getting interested in it, because I really wanted to know what I was getting into also, because it is a pretty big thing, a pretty big life change, I guess, especially for me with the beliefs I had before. I won't have to get too much into that in this video. I will make a future video about my journey into witchcraft, what kind of crafts I'm mostly into, what I like, what I do, all that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions about that, leave them in the comments down below. I guess I will do like a Q&A, story time kind of video where, you know, I talk about those kind of things. So if you do have any questions about my whole witch kind of journey, either if you're a witch yourself or if you're not and you're just like, what's going on, leave them in the comments down below and I will answer them. So for this video I'm going to share with you my fertility spell. As some of you guys know, on my channel me and my husband is trying to get pregnant, and you know, also know that I was pregnant but I had a miscarriage unfortunately, so now we're trying to get pregnant again. And I came up with a really great fertility spell. I feel like it. It's a mix of a lot of great magic, a lot of powerful stones and crystals, and it has some candles in it, it has some herbs in it, it has a lot of other random things, I guess, in it. And I want to share with you how I'm doing it and show you how I'm doing it and everything. I know a lot of witches, it's like you shouldn't share your spells with others, or you shouldn't share them on camera and whatever. Personally, I'm of the belief that if you want to, then that is just great, because it can help a lot of other people. If you don't want to, I totally understand, because to many witches it is a very private thing, which is very understandable. But to me it's not that private. I guess it is obviously private to a certain amount, and I will not share with you my thoughts and my, you know, inside my brain spiritually kind of feelings when I'm doing it, but I will share all the practical stuff. Because personally when I started, I'm pretty fairly new to this still, but when I started I was like, it just made me happy whenever I saw people make videos about their spells and stuff, because it really helped me. So this spell is something I made myself. I have been inspired by other fertility spells and just what I read online of like what means what, and I'll get into that as well a little bit, and what is good for fertility. But I made this myself because I feel like, personally, again, it's different for everyone, but personally I prefer not to completely copy other spells. Especially not when it's like fertility spells, because that is very personal, very big thing. So I really wanted to keep that my own, but it's not everyone who's like that. If you want to copy my exact fertility spell, you can do that. You're welcome to do that. If you want to just get inspired and take bits and pieces of it, you're also welcome to do that. I'm just here to share with you, inspire you, or help you get started in your witch journey, especially because I couldn't really find a fertility spell that I really liked online. It was just like, I like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and there isn't a lot just in general, I feel like. And also because I'm the type of person, I like to watch videos and learn that way. So there isn't a lot on YouTube, so that is why I decided to make this. I might make other videos about my spells in the future, and maybe some tarot reading, because I also really like tarot cards. Stuff like that. So if you're into that kind of stuff, subscribe to my channel, because I will definitely start sharing my witch journey here. I will still make the same kind of other videos to do, but just like any other thing in my life, I will add it to my channel and share that part of my life with you guys. So I'm just going to get into, like, you know, what I'm going to use and how I'm doing it and what preparations and everything like that. So let's get into the spell. First of all, I just want to say that all witches are different. There's no two witch alike. So if you are a witch and you see me do something that you wouldn't do, or you see me not do something that you're like, you have to do that in a spell, that is fine. Please don't hate on me. Don't leave any mean comments saying like, oh, you're such a bad witch because you didn't do this or because you did do this, you know? Because everyone is different. Every witchcraft is different. I do what feels right for me and what follows the things I believe, which all witches do. Please do not hate on me. Please do not say any mean things, because there's no right or wrong way to be a witch and to do witchcraft. It is totally individual and personal. You know what I mean. Anyway, let's get into the spell itself. The first thing I like to do before any spell is to take a shower. When I stand in the shower washing my body, I also spiritually, I also cleanse myself. I just clear my head of thoughts and just gone with all the thoughts. Just peace, quiet, easy. After that, I like to put some makeup on, put some outfit on, you know, something that makes me feel good. Now this is my style. This is what I wear also every day when I'm feeling myself, and you know, this is how I look the best and how I feel the best. It's in this kind of witchy gothic attire, but this is not to say that every witch should look like this. Not at all. This just happens to be my fashion style. It has been even when I was an atheist and I didn't believe any of this stuff. It was also my style when I was a Christian and I believed that all these things were evil. Like, I've always loved this style, so this is how I feel most comfortable. So, you know, personally I feel like you should make yourself look like you feel most comfortable. Both like you feel physically most comfortable, but also mentally and spiritually most comfortable, which is what I do now. This is not like a super uncomfortable outfit physically, but it makes me feel amazing, it makes me look good, and that's how I feel the best. If you feel the best and most comfortable in all those ways in your pajamas, then you can do that. If you feel the best in a pink tutu and a princess tiara, you can do that. Like, there's no right or wrong fashion to witchcraft, obviously. It is just about feeling the best, being the best version of yourself and feeling most comfortable physically and spiritually and mentally. So it doesn't matter what you wear. It just so happens that this is what I like to wear, you know? And then once I'm done that, I gather all the things I'm going to use. So I really like to have music. You know, you don't have to. A lot of witches don't like music. A lot of them like a different kind of music than what I like to use. But I'll leave the link in the description down below for the playlist that I always use for spells. It's so amazing. It's just perfect. Just perfect for my style of spells. And it's also the one you will hear in this video as background music, and also the music when I do the spell. So if you know, you hear it in this video and like, I kind of like that theme, that vibe, you know, you can go in the description down below and check out that playlist, because it's really great. Or it's one long video with a lot of songs in it, and it's just really good, really beautiful. But it doesn't have to be that playlist for this spell or anything like that. Again, some people like it silent, some people like some different music. This is just what I prefer. Personally, I prefer to do this ritual 4 days before I'm ovulating, because, you know, if you have sex 4 days before you're ovulating, you can still get pregnant. Because you can get pregnant from 4 days before you're ovulating until 2 days after, because the sperm lives for a while in your body, you know? So I like to do it on that day, on the first day that I can get pregnant. I have an app for that, by the way, called Flow. So I know exactly what day is the first day that I can get pregnant. So it's about 4 days before I'm ovulating. That is when I like to do the ritual. And I only do it on that day. I don't do it the next day and the next day and the next day or anything. I only do it 4 days before I'm ovulating. Then I just, you know, clean it up again, I guess. And just sit for a while afterwards. Also, you know, I don't just, you know, done, clean it up, go in and watch TV or something. You know, I clean it up and then I make a cup of tea. And just in general, after all spells, I just make some tea and either go out on the balcony and just sit for a while, enjoy the sun, or I do my tarot cards. I do that often after a spell, actually, just because I think it's a nice way to close it off. But I won't show you that because it's not part of the spell. But, you know, I either do my tarot cards regarding the subject that I'm making a spell about, or I just, you know, relax. Like no TV, no phone, no computer, no anything, just for a little while after, until I feel like I'm ready to return to the modern world again. Because it's a weird feeling you get once you're done with the spell, I think. I think it's a lovely feeling, but kind of weird because you feel like, where have I been, kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but I personally feel like I need a little bit of time after to just chill with a cup of tea or my tarot cards or something to kind of get back to normal in a way. So yeah, now I will show you in detail what I use and also talk about what they mean and why I use them, those things and everything. And then I will show you the ritual or the spell itself, of me just doing it. And I will not talk during that, and I'll probably cut a little bit in it sometimes because there's a lot of me just sitting still and doing nothing. But I will not cut out any important parts, I will just promise you that. Every, step is in there, but when I'm sitting and meditating, I will not include all of it because it will be a hella long video and we do not want that. So yeah, let's just get into it. I'm really excited about showing you guys, so I really hope you will like this. So here are all the things you need to do the ritual. The cat is not included in that, by the way. She just likes to hang out. You do not need a cat if you don't have one. But besides the cat, here is all you need for the ritual. I'll just show you in detail and go through it quickly on why you need to use it and all that kind of stuff. Oh, she's so cute. Hey, beautiful. Hi. Alright, the first thing you need is a tablecloth of some sort with, it's preferred that you use one with symbols on it or something on it that, represents it. I made this myself. It's actually really easy. I just took some fabric from an old pillowcase and then I painted it with white paint, and that's it. So if you don't have money to buy one, or if you don't know where to buy one, you can always make your own. It's so super easy, and the cat approves of it. She loves it, and she also likes to play with my crystals, and she's not supposed to do that. Yeah, I think she's trying to tell me that we should move on to the crystals then. So I'm just quickly going to run through them. There's a jade right there, that's a green one, and then rose quartz, because I just really like them in general, but they're also really good for fertility stuff. Then there's this one. I cannot remember the English name for it, so I'll just write it on the screen so you can see it. This is just because this is a really strong one, just for any spell in general, so I like to incorporate it in all the things I do. Then I have a lot of geodes, I think they're called, because they represent, because you have to crack them open and they open, they represent, I guess, what it's called, a new beginning kind of thing, because, there's something inside. It's very exciting, and that's also very good for fertility spells, because that's also what it is to be pregnant, there's something inside your belly that's very exciting and good and happy. And then we have this one, which is also some sort of geode, but I also have this just because my husband cracked this open, and that is really, really good to have one that either you cracked open or your partner cracked open, because again, then it has your energy in it, or your husband's energy, or whatever it might be. So that's really good to have as well. Now move on to herbs and stuff like that. The first thing we have here is flowers, dried flowers. I'll write the name here because I do not remember the English name for them, but it's, those yellow flowers that comes in the spring, and they're really good for fertility spells because, it isn't Easter, and just flowers in general represent, a new beginning, coming out, a birth kind of thing, but especially these because they do come around spring and all that kind of stuff, so that's really great. Then in here we have some rosemary, for protection. I just use rosemary for all of my spells because they do give protection. I think that's very important. And then we have cinnamon because I heard that also really boosts your fertility. And then here, I know this is kind of weird, but we have eggshells. No eggs in them or anything. It's just the shells because, obviously an egg represents birth and everything because the baby is carried inside an egg in your uterus. So, to smash these up is a really good thing. Another thing that you can use with these three things is snake skin or snake shed, because that also represents, again, a new beginning. A lot of these things represent that because that is what it is when you're pregnant. So that is really good, but I don't have anything right now because my snake has not shed. I do have a snake, but he just doesn't want to shed when I need it the most. So yeah, that's okay then. But that's also really good to use for that. And then the candles, we're going to use red candles and green candles. Green because they represent, you often use these when it's, you know, good luck spells or money spells, because green represents, you know, getting something, and you know, they're giving something, stuff like that. So they're really good for fertility and pregnancy spells. And then red ones is just for the sexy times, because obviously that is an important step of becoming pregnant. That is the sex. So I added in the red candles because they represent lust and sex, and you know, that just gives a little bit boost to make sure that it is going to be a fun time for me and my husband when we're trying to make this baby. It always is, but you know, it never harms to light some candles to kind of and add it in your spell, just to give it a boost, because it, you know, sex and good sex is really important when you're trying to get pregnant. The next thing we need is incense. I have rose. I really wanted lavender, but I don't have that, so I'm just using rose, because again, a flower also represents new beginning and everything. Then we need some tree branches, because I'm going to make a doll out of this. First of all, the doll will represent, you know, a baby, innocent child, you know, that kind of thing, because it is a doll. But I will do something to it, I'll explain that in a minute, that will also make it represent pregnancy and a pregnant woman. So yeah, lots of tree branches. I just picked these outside. Then you need some string to tie the tree branches together, and you need a piece of fabric for your herbs. You're going to put your herbs and your eggshell and possibly snakeskin and your dried flowers inside this, and tie it together also with this string. Then once you did that, you will put it inside the belly of your tree doll, because that represents pregnancy, obviously. So yeah, that is what I'm going to do, and it doesn't matter what color these two things are. I just prefer to use black and purple, because purple is my favorite color and I really like black. So yeah, that is what you do. You put all the herbs and stuff like that in here, to make your doll pregnant and hopefully make yourself pregnant. Then the last thing we're going to do is make a potion. So here we have some ingredients. We have some watermelon, some raspberries that kind of didn't survive the trip home from the store. I kind of crushed them a little bit, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to blend them up anyway. Then you need some honey, and some orange zest, I think it's called, only like the outside of it. Do not use any of the juice. Well, you can use it if you want to, but it doesn't do much. But yeah, the honey and everything like of this, also just fruit in general, represents also, you know, spring, new beginning, fertility, all that kind of stuff. And then you need apple cider vinegar, because, you know, also in the potion, also just because this is just healthy for anyone, whether you believe in witchcraft or not. Apple cider vinegar is really healthy for your body, and obviously when you're trying to get pregnant, you want to be really healthy, and have a good healthy body. And we're going to drink that potion from this chalice. This is the last thing you need, is a chalice, so you know, you can drink the potion from it. I got this from a thrift store. It's so beautiful, so cool, just my style, and I really like that it's really wide at the top as well, and it's the right size for me and everything. But you can obviously, if you prefer to use bigger portions of potion or smaller portions, you can just use a smaller or bigger chalice. The color doesn't matter, the shape doesn't matter, just some sort of a chalice. So yeah, that is all of the ingredients we need. Now I will just start making this spell, and I really hope you guys will enjoy it. I hope you get inspired. Hopefully we'll try this out or something similar out. So yeah, I really hope you will enjoy this spell that I'm going to make, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.